Hello, everyone. I am back with a few more interview questions for Kubernetes. So the first one, and by the way, these are all from my GitHub repo where I have 288 or so interview questions for Kubernetes. I'm going to put a link to that in the description below. So if you prefer a written version of these things, of these questions answers, you can just follow along on the GitHub repo. But some on the video, it's better to give you context, more wordings, and more information about the question that is more helpful on the video. All right, the first question today is, give me a one-liner command to run a pod with Nginx Alpine. Now, why would an interviewer ask this question? Because it is such an easy thing to do. And it's such a thing that people with Kubernetes experience can do like that, that if they ask you this question and you struggle, it will show that you don't have the experience with Kubernetes. So it's super easy. You just run kubectl run dash image where Nginx Alpine, and then give it a name. So Nginx, it's super easy. So it's not a big deal, but you should know that by heart because somebody who has Kubernetes experience should know this like that. All right, next question today is give me a one-liner command to run a pod with a label. Labels in Kubernetes, as you might already know, has a format of key value. So that's the key thing the interviewer is looking for. So it's the same command as before, except that you need -L for label and then full :bar or whatever label you want to give it, right? So again, these are such simple things that Kubernetes people do every day that you should know this by heart, and that's what that interviewer is looking for. Next question. I don't think that's a good question for an interview, so I'm going to skip that. Next one is using namespace. So any command that we run, right, runs by default in the default namespace. So the question is, they might ask, how do you run something on a different namespace, right? Uh, Again, this is something a Kubernetes person can do in their sleep. So you should already know that. It's -N, whatever namespace that you are interested in. So these are the three questions that an interviewer might ask you. Trying to figure out if you really have experience with Kubernetes or not, right? That's the idea. So looks like I have a little bit more time, so I'm going to do one more. When using kubectl command, how do you get output in JSON format? The reason this is because notice the interviewer is not asking you for exact command, right? They're asking how do you get output on JSON format of anything. Again, these are things that a Kubernetes experienced person would run day to day. So something you should already know. It's basically -O JSON, right? And for same thing for YAML, -O YAML. That gives you the YAML version of the resource, right? So these are common things Kubernetes people do every day. So you should be able to you should be ready to answer these questions like that in an interview. All right, I hope you found these questions and answers useful. If you do, please like and subscribe, and that really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. And I will see you in the next Kubernetes interview questions video.